What's up guys, it's your boy GingerPrince. I discovered a Mooshroom Island here on the server, and I've been turning it into an industrial hub. The links to each of these farms will be in the description. First up, we've got this beautiful tree farm by ianxofour. I highly recommend this build. Best part is there's different settings and you can actually harvest every kind of tree in the game. As you can see, there are a lot of signs I left for myself so I would know how to make this thing work. Go ahead and click that tutorial video and check out exactly how this thing works. But basically, it's a TNT duper that falls right onto these obsidian blocks. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Alright, so the TNT is going to start falling. Plant your saplings here and it will destroy the tree. All the drops will fall into the water and head down there. They go over here, they go up the bubble column, then they go under this carpet and across the hoppers into these chests. If I was standing up here, the drops actually will go to me first and then to these hoppers. The reason all the drops come to you first is so that you can get more saplings so you can continuously plant them. There's also other settings for other tree types, and there are different blocks you have to use to plant different trees as well. So if you want to do jungle, mangrove, nether trees, or brown mushrooms, then you have to have the correct blocks, and then you also have to flip this lever, go to the top, and then you also flip this lever. Once you do that, the TNT will actually fall in such a way that it will destroy the larger tree types. So let's go ahead and pick acacia saplings, why not? Then we make sure that acacia is not on this list. Okay, it's good, so we can just go ahead and turn this on. Alright, we come up here, we put it in our offhand, and then we put Bonemeal in our main hand. And then we fill up our inventory so that no other drops can go into our inventory. This right here is so that we can get continuous bone meal. So I'm just gonna turn this on and hold down right click and we're good. As you can see, my bone meal is filling back up and my saplings are filling back up. So I can do this until I run out of bone meal. Just from those couple seconds, we got way more than a stack. And yeah, there we go. What was that? Maybe a minute? This thing cranks it out. It is super cool. Alright, the last thing I'll mention are these chains. So this isn't actually part of the tutorial, but it was suggested in the end of the video that there's a way to prevent the mangrove roots from messing up the water sources by placing chains. And I basically just experimented a ton. Every time a mangrove root would go into the water, I would place a chain where it had gone. I don't know if it is completely perfect, but this is my setup so far for mangrove trees. This way the roots cannot mess up the water sources and cannot get to the water, they just grow on top of the chains. And I can always add more chains later if I missed a spot. Next up we've got this Bonemeal farm by CamyBlank. And there we go. Now that it's turned on, you can see it is a moss farm and a stone generator all in one. You use Bonemeal to turn the stone into moss while the stone is constantly being regenerated, and breaking the moss and pushing it into this water stream, which then goes down here and goes across all these hoppers, gets composted, and then we're shooting it back into the system. It goes up, across, back into the system to feed the system first. Once the system is full of bone meal, all the extra goes into these chests. Right now, we actually have a lot of bone meal. This is a bamboo farm by Wattles. Basically, we just have flying machines that break all the bamboo. The flying machines get triggered whenever they walk oh my gosh, perfect timing. Whenever they walk onto that pressure plate and the flying machine is on their side, it will trigger the flying machine. So back over here is the flying machine. This guy's doing a whole lot of nothing right now. There we go, finally. Now the flying machine is headed out, breaking all the bamboo. Oh yes, he did it. He stepped on the plate, and it's breaking the stuff, and everything gets collected down below. Underneath, we just have a minecart hopper to pick everything up. The minecart hopper comes around and drops everything into these two double chests. So the cool thing about this is the minecart with hopper actually is set up so that it will pause here if it has items in it, and it will not move until all the items are completely drained. Once this hopper is empty, the comparator will unlock and will power the powered rail and send the minecart hopper back off. Alright, this is almost done. There we go. And it's off. So yeah, this is actually really effective. I love the llamas being the trigger. That's my favorite part of the system by far. It was so effective that I filled up these two chests super fast. So that leads us to our next farm. This is a super smelter by Prowl8413. This is my version of it, at least. This is still under construction, but the idea is already set up. I just need to make an actual building around it. Basically, the lower rail system that you can see going around is filling up the hoppers with fuel. And guess what the fuel is? If you guessed that the fuel is bamboo, you would be right. So, the minecart hopper grabs the bamboo, comes back, and fills up the furnaces with fuel. So we can see right here, each of these are starting to fill up. Some of them are already full. The entire system is almost completely full of bamboo, and this thing works so quickly that we will never run out of fuel. Right over here we have the input chest. Let's say you have a bunch of things to smelt. You just hit this button and it will go ahead and start filling everything up. So satisfying, I love it. And it should have 2 in every single one, which is awesome. It'll drop off more, and it'll just keep going until that chest is empty. Alright, this should be its last pass. Now, once it's emptied itself, this... Yes. Alright, so I don't know if you saw that, but this activator rail detected that there was no more items, which turned off this powered rail and stopped the minecart. So yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Now we need to build an actual blacksmith hut around this. So let's see how we do. Alright guys, we have done it. I finished the build. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Here's our blacksmith build. This is the front entrance. Here it is. We went with some red nether brick and some mangrove wood. All the furnaces are behind here. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the furnace. So whatever you want to smelt, you just put in here, hit the button, and all the furnaces light up. Ooh, yeah. I love the way the light just goes across the room and then fades back to black. And done, just like that. We've got those items coming back in. And yeah, this thing is done. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this build. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check the link in the description for all the builds that I covered in this video. Stay tuned for more farms that we're going to build on this Mooshroom Island. Let me know if there's any you want to see, and I'll catch you next time.